There's a fresh rumor making the rounds, though it's as vague as can be. According to Doctor of Credit, a reliable source has hinted at the possibility of multiple new credit cards from Capital One, along with some enhanced sign-up bonuses. We don't have much to go on, so I could just wrap it up here, and you'd know all that's already out there. But instead, let's dive into some speculation, and make a wish list of what might be coming with these new Capital One credit cards. Over the past year, Capital One has trademarked several names related to credit cards. It's unclear which, if any, will be used, or if they're actual credit card names at all. Some interesting ones include TORQ, my personal favorite, Mark Infinity Icon, and more. Among these, Arrive and Velocity have shown up multiple times with different designs, making them likely candidates for real credit cards or credit card lines from Capital One. But personally, I'm rooting for TORQ. If we assume that Arrive and Velocity will be the names of two new Capital One cards, though that's a big assumption, let's speculate on what they could be. Arrive sounds like it could be travel-related, but I doubt Capital One will move away from the venture brand they've used for all their travel cards. So, I'm guessing Arrive might focus on gas and electric vehicle charging, public transportation, and parking, all related to getting to your destination by land, rather than air. Velocity, on the other hand, could go in many directions. It would be interesting to see a card that increases rewards as you spend more each month. For example, starting with 1% cashback on the first $250, then 1.5% up to $500, 2% up to $1,000, and maybe even 2.5% beyond that, with some reasonable cap. This model is somewhat reminiscent of Discover's old structure, where rewards increased as spending did. Although today's cardholders expect more rewards upfront, this could be a way to match the velocity theme by boosting rewards as spending accelerates. Now, those are just guesses based on trademarks Capital One has filed, but let's consider some other areas where Capital One might innovate, whether with new cards or by updating existing ones. The Capital One Quicksilver card has been a staple for a long time, offering 1.5% flat cashback while other cards have surpassed it. Perhaps Capital One is content with Quicksilver status because it serves customers with lower credit scores, who might not qualify for better rewards elsewhere. However, Capital One could shake things up by rebranding Quicksilver, raising the cashback rate, or introducing a new card with an annual fee that offers even higher rewards, something akin to Robinhood's 3% card, where users pay to access higher rewards. That said, Capital One has recently moved Walmart cardholders to the Quicksilver, so it seems unlikely they'd immediately rebrand or change the card. Speaking of Walmart, after ending its partnership with Capital One, the retailer currently lacks a credit card partner. Capital One could retaliate by launching a retail card offering 4 to 5% cashback at Walmart's competitors like Target and Amazon, something like a Shoppers Cash Rewards card. Another idea floated by some commenters on the Doctor of Credit post is for Capital One to introduce a rotating category card, similar to the Discover It or Chase Freedom Flex. If Capital One's rumored merger with Discover goes through, they could easily transition Discover It customers to this new card. Even if the merger doesn't happen, it would give Capital One a strong competitor in the 5% rotating category space. Capital One typically prefers simplicity in their card offerings, and a rotating category card doesn't quite fit that mold. But times change, and so might their approach. Let's not forget about Capital One's small business cards. Currently, their offerings aren't particularly competitive. Their no annual fee cards give 1.5% cashback or miles, while the 2% cashback or 2x miles cards come with annual fees. I could see Capital One introducing a more competitive small business card, especially considering the strong offerings from Chase and American Express in this space. The Venture X business card is a start, but more could be done. One thing I don't see Capital One doing is adopting the American Express style coupon book rewards. They've emphasized simplicity, and that approach would be a departure from their norm.